Hello fellow horror fans. Well, I'm back. And if you're wondering why it took me so long to get to continue on with these videos, well, it's because unfortunately last week my grandma passed away, so yeah. But, I'm hanging in there, hanging tough, hanging strong, so there you go. Alright, so let's continue our look at the Halloween franchise with Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. Bum bum bum. On October 30th, 1988, Michael Myers, who has been in a comatose state for 10 years since the explosion at Haddonfield Memorial Hospital, is transferred to Smith's Grove Sanitarium by ambulance. En route, Michael awakens upon hearing that Laurie Strode, who died in a car accident, has a daughter, Jamie Lloyd. He kills the ambulance personnel and makes his way to Haddonfield in search of his niece, Jamie. Fellow survivor Dr. Samuel Loomis goes to Haddonfield after learning that Michael has escaped transfer. He follows Michael to a gas station, where he has killed a mechanic for his clothes, along with the clerk, and disabled the phones. Michael then escapes in a tow truck and causes an explosion, destroying Loomis's car in the process. Loomis is then forced to catch a ride to Haddonfield. Okay, quick question here. How did both Michael and Dr. Loomis survive that explosion in the second movie? Seriously? Anyway. Meanwhile, Jamie's living in Haddonfield with her foster family, Richard and Darlene Carruthers, and their teenage daughter Rachel. Jamie knows about Michael, but she's unaware that he is a strange man she has been having nightmares about. Richard and Darlene head out for the night, and leave Rachel to babysit Jamie, causing her to miss her date with her boyfriend Brady. After school, Rachel takes Jamie to buy some ice cream and a Halloween costume. At that point, Michael has already arrived in Haddonfield, and nearly attacks Jamie in the store. That night, as Rachel takes Jamie trick-or-treating, Michael goes to the electrical substation and kills a worker by throwing him into high voltage, plunging the town into darkness. Ugh. Meanwhile, Loomis arrives in Haddonfield and warns the new sheriff, Ben Meeker, that Michael has returned. Michael attacks the police station and kills all of the officers. A lynch mob is formed by the town's men to kill Michael. Rachel discovers Brady cheating on her with the sheriff's daughter, Kelly, and loses track of time. After being chased by Michael, Rachel finds Jamie. Sheriff Meeker and Loomis arrive and take the girls to the sheriff's house with Brady, Kelly, and a deputy. They barricade the house, and Loomis departs to look for Michael. With Sheriff Meeker in the basement awaiting the arrival of the state police, Michael sneaks in and kills the deputy and Kelly. Discovering the bodies, Rachel, Jamie, and Brady realize that they are trapped in the house. Rachel and Jamie flee to the attic when Michael appears, but Brady stays to fend him off and is killed. The girls climb through a window onto the roof, and Jamie is lowered down safely, but Michael attacks Rachel and knocks her off the roof. Ugh. Pursued by Michael, Jamie runs down the street and finds Loomis. They take shelter in the school, but Michael appears and subdues Loomis before chasing through the building. Jamie trips and falls down a flight of stairs. Before Michael can kill her, Rachel arrives and subdues him with a fire extinguisher. Okay. The lynch mob and the state police arrive at the school after hearing the alarm go off. The lynch mob agrees to take Jamie and Rachel to the next town in a pickup truck. However, Michael climbs aboard the truck and kills the men. Rachel takes the wheel, throwing Michael off of the truck and ramming him, sending him flying into a ditch near an abandoned mine. Sheriff Meeker, surviving members of the lynch mob, and the state police arrive, and when Michael races after Jamie touches his hand, they relentlessly shoot Michael before he falls down a mine shaft. Whew! Loomis and Sheriff Meeker take the girls back home. Darlene and Richard, who have arrived home, console their traumatized children. As Darlene goes upstairs to run Jamie a bath, she is attacked by Jamie. Loomis hears Darlene's screams and races halfway up the stairs, before he stops dead in his tracks. He sees an emotionless Jamie standing at the top of the stairs, wearing a clown mask, holding a pair of scissors in her hand, with her costume stained in blood, similar to Michael when he killed his older sister Judith. Loomis backs against the wall and raises his gun to shoot her. Sheriff Meeker stops Loomis and disarms him, taking the gun into his own hands before he, Mr. Carruthers, and Rachel also see the horror that Loomis saw. Loomis slowly sinks to the floor, sobbing, having realized that Jamie is following in Michael's footsteps. Yikes, that's not good. So anyway, let's look at the production of this movie. After Halloween 3 Season of the Witch, Moustapha Akkad wanted to move further with the series and bring back Michael Myers. Producer Paul Freeman, a friend of Akkad and with a long list of credits to his name, explained to Fangoria magazine in 1988 that everyone came out of Halloween 3 saying, "Where's Michael?" John Carpenter was approached by Cannon Films, who had just finished 1986's release of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, to write and direct Halloween 4. Deborah Hill planned to produce the film, while Carpenter teamed up with Dennis Etchison, who, under the pseudonym Jack Martin, had written novelizations of both Halloween 2 and Halloween 3 Season of the Witch, to write a script to Halloween 4. Originally, Joe Dante was Carpenter's choice for director on the project itself. However, Akkad rejected the Etchison script, calling it, quote, too cerebral, and insisting that any new Halloween sequel must feature Myers as a flesh-and-blood killer. In an interview, Etchison explained how he received the phone call informing him of the rejection of his script. Etchison said, quote, "I received a call from Deborah Hill, and she said, 'Dennis, I just want you to know that John and I have sold our interest in the title Halloween, and unfortunately, your script was not part of the deal.'" Carpenter and Hill had signed all their rights away to Akkad, who gained ownership. Akkad said, quote, "I just went back to the basics of Halloween on Halloween 4, and it was most successful." As Carpenter refused to continue his involvement with the series, a new director was sought out. Dwight H. Little, a native of Ohio, replaced Carpenter. Little had previously directed episodes for Freddy's Nightmares and the film Bloodstone. On February 25, 1988, writer Alan B. McElroy, a Cleveland, Ohio native, was brought in to write the script for Halloween 4. The writer's strike was to begin on March 7th that year. This forced McElroy to develop a concept, pitch a story, and send in the final draft in under 11 days. McElroy came up with the idea of Brittany, or Britty Lloyd, Laurie Strode's daughter, to be chased by her uncle, who had escaped from Ridgemont after being in a coma for 10 years. Dr. Samuel Loomis, who had survived the fire explosion at the end of Halloween 2, goes looking for Michael with Sheriff Meeker. The setting of the place was once again Haddonfield, Illinois. The character of Laurie Strode was revealed to have died in a car accident, leaving Britty with the Carruthers family, which included Rachel, the family's 17-year-old daughter. Britty's name was later changed to Jamie, an homage to Laurie Strode actress Jamie Lee Curtis. McElroy told Fangoria, quote, "When I first saw the original, I was dating a girl and took her to a theater in Boston to see it. We were the only ones in the place, but she was climbing all over me. When Halloween 2 came out, I got completely blitzed and saw it, and I had the best time. So when the director, Dwight Little, asked me to write the script, I jumped at the chance. Here I was going to bring this shape, Michael Myers, back to life. It's a piece of film history. He's truly an icon." In the original draft, Sheriff Ben Meeker was to be killed during the Shape's attack on the Meeker house. A fire would have started in the basement and burned down the entire house. The scene on top of the roof with the Shape, Rachel, and Jamie was supposed to be engulfed in flames. This was cut due to budget issues. A more soap opera feel was added to the film, which included the triangle of the teenagers and their relationship situations. Rachel is dating Brady, who was also having sex with Kelly Meeker. In addition, in the finale, Jamie was originally intended to have murdered her foster mother, Darlene Carruthers, while drawing the bath, and become evil. This idea was rejected for Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers. The cast of Halloween 4 included only one actor from the first two films, Donald Pleasance, who reprised his role as Samuel Loomis, Michael Myers' psychiatrist. Before McElroy's script was chosen, the producers asked Jamie Lee Curtis to reprise her role as Laurie Strode, the original heroine. Curtis had become a success in the film industry and had established a career with her roles in films like Trading Places and A Fish Called Wanda. Curtis declined and did not want to continue her participation in the film, although she did return for the 7th Halloween film. As a result, her character was written out and supposedly died in a car accident, which is briefly explained in the film. The script introduced Laurie Strode's 7-year-old daughter, Jamie Lloyd. Melissa Joan Hart had auditioned for the role, among various other girls. Up against her was Danielle Harris, who had previously starred in One Life to Live as Samantha Gerritsen. Rebecca Schaefer had also auditioned for the role of Rachel Carruthers, but had dropped out due to scheduling conflicts. 23-year-old Ellie Cornell had also auditioned. Cornell had also chosen to audition for Halloween 4 and A Nightmare on Elm Street 4, The Dream Master, as the role of Kristen Parker, after Patricia Arquette had declined to return as Kristen. Cornell chose Halloween 4 and successfully landed the role of Rachel. Bo Starr was cast as the new sheriff, Ben Meeker, replacing Sheriff Lee Brackett. and Kathleen Kinmont was cast as the sheriff's daughter, Kelly. George P. Wilbur was cast to play Michael Myers. Principal photography began on April 11, 1988. Instead of filming in Pasadena, California, the original filming location in Stanton or Haddonfield, due to high rising costs, filming took place in Salt Lake City, Utah. As filming was taking place in March, during springtime, the producers were forced to import leaves and big squash, which they would use to create pumpkins by painting them orange, which was also done during the filming of the original Halloween. Quote, "One of the obvious challenges in making a Part 4 of anything is to interest a contemporary audience in old characters and themes," said Dwight H. Little. Quote, "What I'm trying to do is capture the mood of the original Halloween and yet take a lot of new chances. What we're attempting to do is walk a fine line between horror and mystery. Halloween 4 will not be an axe in the forehead kind of movie." Paul Freeman agreed, quote, "This film does contain some humorous moments, but it's not of the spoof or send-up variety. It's humor that rises out of film situations and quickly turns back to terror." George P. Wilbur, who was cast as Michael Myers for this film, wore hockey pads under the costume to make himself look more physically imposing. During filming, the cast and crew made it a point to take it easy on Danielle Harris, as she was only a young child at the time, and to make sure that she was not scared too badly and knew that none of it was real. To this end, Wilbur regularly removed the mask in front of her in order to remind her that it was just a movie and he was not going to hurt her. That's very nice of him. The late night scenes caused issue with the cast. Garland Wild, a gaffer for the film, was injured during the scene between Brady and the Shape when he dropped a light and accidentally slit his wrists. He was rushed to the hospital. In addition, while filming the rooftop scene, Ellie Cornell cut her stomach open on a large nail sliding down the roof, though she continued filming the scene, despite losing a sizable amount of blood. Ugh! During most of the night scenes, Donald Pleasence became so cold that he wore a hat for most of the scenes, unbeknownst to the crew. This caused over 6 hours of footage to be reshot. The shoot lasted about 41 days, and Ellie Cornell and Danielle Harris were required to be on set for 36 of those days. Ooh, Nelly. During filming, it was considered that the customized 1975 Captain Kirk mask be reused for this film. However, the mask was long gone and a new one was purchased from a local costume shop. The producers wanted to test and see what it would look like without the edits. The school scene was filmed, and when reviewing, the producers did not like how the mask turned out. It was allegedly customized again but did not live up to the original, and the producers felt it was too old and went for a new mask. Some scenes had to be reshot with the new mask. The only scene left in is when Loomis is thrown through a glass door as Michael comes up behind him. The altered face and blonde hair is visible. After reviewing the film's rough cut, director Dwight H. Little and producer Mustafa Akkad decided that the film's violence was too soft, and so an extra day of, quote, blood filming commenced. Special effects makeup artist John Carl Buechler, director of Friday the 13th, Part 7, The New Blood, was brought in to create the thumb and the forehead kill and the neck twisting of the redneck seen in the film's final cut. Ugh. Yeah. Okay, there we go. The scores were performed by Alan Howarth, who would assist Carpenter on Halloween 2 and Halloween 3. Howarth gained approval from Dwight H. Little before he could accept the offer, creating a new score that referenced the originals but with a synthesizer twist. Howarth also included new tracks such as Jamie's Nightmare, Return of the Shape, and Police Station. The soundtrack was released a compact disc on September 28, 1988. Well that's interesting. So overall, I think this is a pretty good continuation of the series, and yeah, it's definitely a lot better than Halloween 3, that's for sure. So, I give Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers, 4 jack-o'-lanterns out of 5. Well, join me tomorrow as we take a look at Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers. So, until then, peace out, everybody. Oh, and because of the internet problems around here, for the rest of the reviews, I'm probably going to have to be looking at my phone because I had to send the plot and stuff as emails. So, yeah, just want to explain that now before you all get confused about why I'm looking at my phone for the majority of the time for most of these reviews. So, yeah. So again, until tomorrow, peace out, everybody.